everyone. How's it going?
Hi.
I say we're live. It's the same as every other day where we sit here for a minute and then people start talking.
How are you getting on, Sam, anyway?
Literally just started, like about 10, 15 minutes ago. Ben got here not long ago. But I've got weekend to do it.
You probably will just want to smash it.
Yeah.
I still need to do a bunch of posters. So I ain't done. It's like a hot minute yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time did you finish?
I don't know. Probably like 8, 9 o'clock. I was watching the footy as I was finishing off the LPs. Unfortunately, Liverpool won the league, so it wasn't a great night.
Cool. How's everyone doing? That catch on fancy tangerines.
From on you, maybe just I think kind of win it. We've had the tangerines for a minute, unless you've updated the emotes.
No, it just means the fancier ones are the 3-month ones, they're the bronze ones. So all the bronze ones that you're seeing in the Twitch chat are people who've been sub for 3 months. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, we're on the last day of signing of the record for All Distortions.
How many people here in the chat have actually pre-ordered?
Yeah, who's actually pre-ordered the record so far? Yes, if you have. 6 minutes to catch up. Going it off here. The webcam's back to front for some reason. So. Oh. No, you can do. Yes. Oh, right, cool. Someone's Millie Flint pre-ordered a cassette and t-shirt bundle. Tasha, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. Pre-ordered it 3 times, Tasha has. Fucking Jesus. Good on you.
Many copies.
Do the bundles with the Sunderland hoodies come with the signed copies or not?
They do not. They do not, unfortunately.
We have been delving into any trying to troubleshoot some confusion. If anybody is trying to having a little bit, well, Sam, you've been on top of this. Yeah. If anyone's having find it in the UK, Sam knows the.
Yeah. So for anyone watching, to get the signed either CD or vinyl sleeve, which you said signing now, they are in its own bundle. They aren't like merch or anything. The vinyl one is just the vinyl with the vinyl like sleeve signed, and then the CD one is with cassette. Although there is a vinyl one with. And once again, on the web store, I can't find the CD again.
Oh, bloody hell.
It disappeared. So I need that link. Let me find the link again.
I'm just on neckdeepmerch.com and it shows me the one with the CD on it and the cassettes.
What's the tech of it?
Did you click a link, sorry, Wes, or did you
just
type
neckdeepmerch.com? That was it.
You sure that both the not the vinyl?
The vinyl and the CD, they're next to each other at the top of the page.
Neckdeepmerch.com,
yeah. And then the first 2 items, top left, vinyl, middle one, CD.
I'm not sure, because on mine it shows 2 vinyls next to each other.
I'm looking at it.
Seeing it now.
Yeah.
So weird. If you just type in Neck Deep, you come up with it, but only on that. Yeah. So neckdeepmerch.com and yeah.
How many of the variations are out?
But that's another weird thing. Sorry to cut you off real quick. I think there's 11 or 13 variants. But for some reason, when you type Neck Deep on the website, you'll see the different variants. Like you'll see the stick Purple Tangerine vinyl, but when you go on the Neck Deep merch.com link, you won't. So it's a little bit of a maze to find the pre-orders.
Which is great.
So sorry, but they are there.
How many are out now though?
Well, a lot of them sold out because we did limited ones around singles and stuff. So
I think the LPs are sold out in the US. So anyone in the US who wants a signed LP, you missed and you didn't get one, you ain't gonna get one. All right, you slept on it. All the LPs, all the signed LPs in the US are now sold out. So if you did get one, thank you very much.
Penguin Paz in chat said, Sam has a ghost. Where's this come from? Because I actually am fearful of a ghost in the house.
Charles has told me all about these hauntings. It's not nice.
There's been quite a few. There's not been many lately. It kind of went two or 3 weeks back to back, really spooky stuff happening, and then now we've not had anything for a while.
Well, if we learned anything from the studio, is that you got to respect the ghost. Once you respect it, you stop fearing the spirits. You kind of just learn to live with them. They stop. They feed off your fear.
I do have a Ouija board on my wall. I could use to summon them.
Yikes! What are you doing with that?
It's because it was artwork by Paul Jackson I bought years ago.
Oh.
Anyone ever done one?
No,
No.
I'm not dreaming of it.
My mum, I'm pretty sure Mum always told us never to do it. Like, my mum's not like a stitious person at all, and even she was like, "Lads, don't ever do it. Don't do a Ouija board. If you're ever going to mess around and do dumb shit, don't do a Ouija board." I think it's because she went to school with someone who did one, and then she died like a couple weeks later. Or so.
What?
I don't know.
Someone here questioned Luke from Luke Gerlin. What's the best year you've played at Slam Dunk? I'd say last year.
Last year was very sick.
Was it last year? Or was it the year before?
Last year.
Yeah, last year was probably the best. Slam Dunk South was
So sick.
I did like the year we played the main stage. What was it in Leeds? The one outside, like near Spoons and that.
20.
I was teching that.
Yeah, I don't know what year that was. That's
It was
where
time ago. It was like 2016, maybe.
Yeah, that's where we had that really daft intro of Big O on the phone pretending to speak to Jamie.
Wait, that would have been 14.
Yeah.
15. It could have been.
No, it was 14.
14. Yeah.
14.
Fuck.
Yeah, long
Time
time
ago. That was a good show.
6 years ago. Someone said, saw you guys headline with Peace and the Panic release at Slam Dunk and the intro was sick, but you didn't see us in Birmingham then. That's Luke Gerlin again. Because in Birmingham, the fucking intro cut out. We had our in-ears in and could still hear it, but it wasn't coming out front of house. So we were there at the front like, yeah, here we are. With just fucking silence, with nothing actually playing over the PA.
Wait, what was the intro that year?
It was the Twin Peaks thing that we made.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was the year that we were up against Shikari and all that, and we were kind of like, Shikari were playing 10 Year and Take to the Skies, and we were like, shit, this is going to be weird, but it's actually really sick. Abby John says 2018, I broke my ribs in Midlands during Citizens of Earth.
Oh.
Damn. 2018? Did we play 2018?
Let's get the intro for In Bloom. That's a good question.
Someone asked this the other day. We couldn't remember what. I couldn't remember though. It was a sample, wasn't it? But someone
it was a sample. Like, I always kind of, I don't know. It's just like I love old radio samples. Like, I think just old radio talk show hosts have interesting voices and kind of like that weird old radio effect and just the historical context of what they're talking about. I've always found that interesting. I think if you put that over any instrumental, it sounds kind of cool. But for the actual album version, the long time, and I think the live version has like the sample that we had on it originally, but we couldn't get clearance to use it on the record. So we just had to basically re-record it, like just rewrite it slightly and get a voice actor to like.
Someone said it was Patty from As It Is Dad.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm sure.
As well.
I'm sure that's the person. I don't know whether that's true. I'm sure it's his dad that re-recorded it.
or like someone that might greet you. That's what I thought.
Oh, right, maybe then. I had a really weird feeling that it was what's it called? That it was Patty's dad. Don't know why.
No, I'm not sure. That could well have been. I don't want to take credit away from Patty's dad if it is.
Someone here, Bob Saget fan club, asked, any Flames coming out the stage next tour? If I've got my way, yes, absolutely.
Yes, most
So,
definitely.
anybody. It's still absolutely fucking terrifying.
You know, the bit of production that I loved was Brixton and Manchester, the Sparkler Wall. I love that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was very warm.
Yeah. Maybe
You
not,
and-
Sorry.
I don't remember the Sparkler Wall being super hot.
Well, you
But
were
it
right.
fucking what?
Danny was right by it.
Stage.
What's that?
Sam nearly blew his head off on some Flames at Download,
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was bad.
Oh God, yeah.
Fucking what's it? I remember in Brixton. Were you just saying that? Sorry, Sam. In Brixton, where it just like there was that much smoke that we couldn't see what we were doing.
Oh, you couldn't.
That was funny.
Sparkler Wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was mad.
Like 2 songs, you couldn't see shit. So
Yeah, we didn't open the back door.
Oh, we fucked it.
Yeah, and then for like the next 2, like we paid for all these like cool bits of production, and nobody could even see what those cool bits of production were.
Sky has touched on something here, and Eleanor Burgess just replied saying that's a sick idea. They all put together their ideal set list and we vote for them. We have thought about doing this before, where we do like a fan voted set list.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, you'd all just choose stuff off wishful thinking. So no. We have.
But we
talked
could
about-
do a personal one. Each.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be cool.
that would maybe be cooler. Like if we all picked one and then fans voted for it, rather than voting for which songs you want to hear.
Yeah.
Just like who had the best set.
I saw a question a little bit earlier too. I didn't see who it was from, but someone asked who the artist was for "Life's Not Out to Get You." We always get tagged in like other artwork. Like, did they rip it off? And it's like, no, it's the same artist. Is it Ricardo Cavallo?
Caboyo.
Yeah, he's a very well-known artist. Yeah, pretty sure it's just Ricardo Cavollo, Cavollo. Spanish dude, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He did
Yeah, he did.
Kate Chenada's record.
Yeah. And he's done a few others.
He did a release with Zara as well.
Yeah, he did. Did some jeans. They were really cool.
He's had like full published books of like 1,001 albums you need to hear before you die, but like it was all his 1,001 album or his like best albums or whatever. And I think that was pretty successful too. Like even if you just walk around London, like we've walked around London before and seen like murals that he's done and stuff. Like we were very lucky to get him, I think, at the time. So
Yeah.
Especially for how much we paid as well. That's the thing that I remember. Like the amount of stuff that he gave us was insane. But yeah, that is. If you go on his website, I'll post it in the chat now. Like very much his style. So if you see anything that looks similar, nobody's ripping us off. It's just the guy's style. So I've just posted it in the chat there.
style is very
Yeah.
style's very unique, like very clearly his style. He puts the eyes and the flames on everything. He gives everyone 3 eyes and he puts the flames on everything.
Mhm.
Pretty sure he has the flames tattooed on his hands.
He does, yeah. He has the eye with the flames tattooed on it. Yeah, but that's his website. You'll see what he does. I was going to search something. See what else. Someone asked, will we play ADAI front to back live? We were talking about this the other day, maybe.
Yeah, I think considering it's a concept record, then we should. Yeah. And I think like breaking up the concept with a bunch of old songs might be a bit weird. So I think the only option might be to play it in full, but we'll see.
I'd love to.
Play other songs at the end.
I got no beef with it. We should play it back to front.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
I was having this conversation with my brother, like when we just done my older brother, and I kept saying, "Oh yeah, front to back, back to front," and he was like, "You're confusing the shit out of me. Like, what are you on about? Are you meant to listen to it backwards? What's the fucking what?" So, I've had to be careful with how I word it, as to not confuse. Don't listen to the album backwards. Listen to it all the way through first.
Yeah, and then listen to it in whatever order you want after that, maybe.
Yeah.
Someone asked, sorry. No, go on, Sam.
Just because it's about live shows, Kai's Neck Deep said it always feels like a cop-out when bands put a new album out and only play half the album live, which I do fully agree. But then there's also songs where, like, we found with Peace and the Panic and even prior to that, is sometimes they just don't go down well live. It's like either it's awkward for us on stage, or like the energy isn't right, or
yeah, and sometimes as well, like you just don't have the time. If you play an album in full, you're sacrificing a lot of old songs too that maybe maybe we want to hear too. So honestly, deciding a set list is one of the more frustrating parts of being in a band. I mean, if that's about as frustrating as it gets, then can't really complain. But it is a bit of a puzzle trying to figure out a set list a lot of the time.
And a lot of ours changed on the day. We just like mix match a few, like,
which our crew hate so much. Yeah. Our crew can't stand that, especially when.
Sorry, go on, Wes.
Especially when we throw in like a song that doesn't have like lights programmed, and Nate hates it so much.
Yeah, just 6:30. Yeah, we're changing the set list for tonight. Just...
The other thing as well with playing a record in full is like, as much as I can't remember who said that, but it feels like a cop out when bands only play half of a new stuff. You're going to get loads of people as well who leave the gig going, "Oh, they only fucking played new stuff," So it's like it's again, it's a fine line. It's a fine line trying to decide a solid set list that you feel like encompasses the best of your entire catalogue and that fans want to hear and that you want to play. It's like a lot of different compromises that kind of come into play with it, really. That being said, we're never, ever, ever playing Part of Me ever again.
I can't wait for the time that we play that and you go, "I said so many times we would never play this again," and here we are.
This one's a Part of Me.
Beef for that song. I think like we just did. We played it for years, and like it got to a point where I felt like that song stopped necessarily defining us. So
is that the most played Neck Deep song from like sets from beginning of time?
No, what did you expect? 100. I don't think there's a show where we haven't played that.
Jacko was texting us the other week, wasn't he? Like, "Oh, here's a bit of a trivia for you," and he was like quizzing us on it. Like, what are the top 5 Neck Deep songs that you've ever played live? Who's played, and what did you expect? Gold Steps, Roots, Halimar was one of them, and then I think Part of Me was 5th. Yeah.
Really?
But we haven't played Part of Me for a couple of tours now.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's not that I don't like the song. I just think we have better ones in a live environment now.
I don't have any beef with the Part of Me.
It's just, we have a lot of like down tempo songs, so putting that in, I'll need a stool at some point.
And as well,
nice little water break.
I feel like by not playing it for a while, we've kind of like added a nice like bit of expectation and a bit of like it'll be special when we do play it again. Like it kind of just got to a point where it was like a given that we play that song, whereas if we take it away for a bit, it kind of maintains some of its kind of specialty, I guess.
Someone here asked, "Are we going to be doing a 10-year anniversary tour for Wishful Thinking in 2023? Probably not. I don't know.
maybe a show.
Maybe a show. Yeah, maybe a show. I don't know about a full tour. I don't know if anyone wants to see that all the way through.
We're still young, but we don't need to be to the 10-year anniversaries yet. Not yet. Maybe the 20-year.
We're not far off. We're 2 years away from fucking
Rain in July,
which is terrifying. Isn't that?
Well, that's 2 years. That's 2 years away of like 10 years of the band as well. Like
decade. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Some technical.
There's doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's been half that time.
Mm.
Mental, innit?
Yeah. Old men now. Well, I'm contradicting myself. I just said we're young bucks and I said we're old men. Can't decide. We're halfway.
What percent is that? But yeah.
Yeah.
Someone is a great question from David Castle on YouTube. Is it hard to choose which songs to be singles when the album is intended to be played front to back, intended to be a full story? Yes.
It's quite hard.
Yeah. Kind of. But then again, like, as much as the album is, a front to back listen to it as an album, the songs do still stand up on their own. And I think we kind of wanted to go for the best spread of songs that would give the best impression of what people can expect from the record. Like, I think if you put all the singles next to each other that we've released so far, none of them sound the same. You know what I mean? They all sound different. And that's kind of what we were. I think more the intention was to just give a good spread and a good indication of what the record is. And I think they're all spaced out enough for it to be like you get a sort of idea of the story. Obviously, you don't have the end and you don't have some of the middle turmoil, but no, it was. I thought it was fairly easy, easier with this record than it was for Peace and the Panic.
Yeah. Here we go. Someone said, do you guys have any pre-show rituals?
Not really.
Most.
I think one that we adapted recently was just like the half an hour, 45 before a show. I tend to see the hour before the show as warm-up time. I mean, you're sort of preparing before that anyway, but we tend to just get in the dressing room about 45 minutes before we play, put some music on, like just kind of get psyched up. Like we'll listen to just energetic music, whether it's like, or just whatever really, just anything that's going to kind of get you in the mood. Have a few beers, glass of wine or whatever, have a stretch. But we're all pretty chill by the time we go out on stage, unless it's like a big show. We're kind of boring really. We're kind of like walk out. We've kind of got a bit of a chip on our shoulder, like, yeah, we're going to fucking walk out here and absolutely smash it. There's always been the attitude really, like, yeah, let's get psyched up, let's get limber, let's feel good, and then let's go out and just fucking rip a gig. It's never like, we've got to huddle up and touch each other's shoes and help each other. I don't know, do you know what I mean? It's like, nah.
That happens on like big shows though, I think, right?
Or not like a ritual thing. I think we're just a bit more like, nervous. Yeah, a bit more. But yeah, generally before a show we're pretty chill. I think we're just kind of all trying to psych each other up for the show really. We'll have a bit of if it's a particularly big show, we'll have like a let's fucking do it, let's make this a good show, this is going to be huge, this is going to be, because we know we're going to look back at like say a Brixton or an Apollo or a headlining set at a festival or something. We know we're always going to remember them, so I think we take a split second before the gig to acknowledge that and just be like, right, let's smash it, let's go, reflect. I'm always like on edge, man. I'm always jumping around like, let's go. If there's any fucking around, I'm like, no, fuck it, let's just go, let's just do it. Yeah, we're quite chill before a set, I think.
Come on. Yeah, I'm just looking for questions. Someone said, Tasha said here an idea for the show would be do the new album, half the new album one day at the venue, then day two do the other half of the mixtape of old stuff at both. That would mean doing two shows everywhere then off the album.
I think one night of power was the one memorable night. But not a bad idea. But yeah, Foo Fighter. Maybe we're a Foo Fighter level. Just do 5 nights sold out at the MEN.
Someone here, Juan Pablo Vasquez, he's been here every day, is asked, what does pushing daisies mean? English is not my first language. He means what is the
term, what is the idiom? The idiom pushing daisies. Pushing daisies is a term for it's death. It's like being buried. So when you're dead, you're pushing up the daisies. You're underneath the dirt, and you're pushing up the flowers. As just saw Jill Davis. What's your favourite skate brand?
Ooh.
Mine might be Anti-Hero or Flip, maybe. Or I really like Hockey. Hockey are cool, but I think Anti-Hero for me, or Flip. Real skateboards are fucking sick too. They got some fucking bangers on their team. So
yeah. I really like Hookups, and JK Industries are really good.
Yeah.
I've seen Blind.
Blind as well. You seen that Blast skates on Instagram?
Blast. No.
They're really cool.
No, I've never seen it.
Yeah, they're UK brand.
Specs are cool too, from London. Palace, obviously, are a good company. Supreme, if you know, they're a skate brand.
Someone here is Renegade Darko is asking, when did the image idea for Kalimar come from? Is it from Indiana Jones? Other than Indiana Jones, sorry.
No, just Indiana Jones, really. I mean, obviously, it's like inspired by life event. I didn't have I metaphorically had my heart ripped out. There you go. Yeah. But I'd always thought that was a cool image. That was an image from my childhood that used to kind of terrify me, but really interest me at the same time. I remember that being one of the things as a kid where you're like, oh my God, this is a horrible scene in a movie, but there's something weird about it that I can't stop watching. And I always just thought it was a cool analogy for heartbreak. Obviously, in Indiana Jones, it's like a ritualistic, but I always thought that it had like some symbolic meaning behind it. It's literally having your heart ripped out of your chest. So,
Jack B on YouTube has asked, is there any chance I hope this comes back to haunt you will be on the set list next tour?
I hope so. I fucking love that song. I really like it. I know it's sick there. It sounds full in the face now.
I really do like it, but I just have like PTSD. There was also a question here saying, what was your worst show? So this goes hand in hand with why I can't play Haunt You Live, which was in New Orleans. I was insanely hungover. The whole day it was just torture. Like, I can't recall being this hungover ever and having to play a show. And when we played Haunt You, we just got to a part in the song, like the bridge or something, and I just froze. I just didn't know where I was. Like, didn't know what was happening. And I was just stood, and it's a bit where it like drops out. And it's just me on guitar, and I just stood there with my hands by my side, just like, I don't know what's happening. And the whole band's just looking at me while the click track in our ears is still going. And then I just remember you, Danny, it's just like, doom. Because it's meant to be it's just you hitting the toms and just silence. You can just hear the crowd just looking confused. And then it all came back in at the end, and I just stood there like, what is happening?
I love Haunt You. I think it's one of my favorite.
It's sick. And I think the only reason that kind of happened as well, technical difficulty in my brain, was because we played it with a capo on the first fret. So instead of it being where it usually is, everything was moved one fret. So where your like muscle memory is to remembering something, it was like all shifted one. And then
when you capoed on like an odd number, if you capoed on a 2, it's fine because it's just like everything. Don't think about a 1. You're like, if you capo on 1, it's like, what the fuck is this?
Usually like most rhythm stuff, I'm fine and figured it out, but it was all the lead stuff, and like I was like, I don't know what. I'm just going to hit wrong notes if I commit. So I'll just turn my tuner pedal on and just stand there and wait for the next song, and I'll come back then.
Let's see. Question here.
They all still work, but they drum it out quick.
Question here from Millie Flynn. What do you guys think about people who say that you've moved away from pop punk and I like their old stuff better in a judgmental way? They can say whatever they like. It's fine.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's fine. If you like pop punk, then you like pop punk. It's fine. Like that, the old music is still there.
Still listen to it. You don't like the new stuff. Oh well, never mind.
Still going to play that stuff live. It's fine. But at the same time, you can't expect people to just like, especially people who are creative and, you know, put their a lot of their pride and their effort into creative ventures, to just keep doing the same thing over and over again is quite draining. So if you never expect anyone to change, then
I think we want to keep getting better, and you can't do that if you just use the same recipe and keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're not going to stumble on something new without doing new shit.
Yeah. I did see a cool question here. It's mainly for me, but it's a cool one. Hey, Ben, who's a vocalist you really look up to? I mean, it's just, you really look up to and love to work with if you had a chance, and 100% Dallas Green, City in Colour, Legs on Fire, 100%. Without doubt.
Someone here, Gina Cheney, said first time she saw us in March 2014. It was such a small bar in Texas, but it was packed. And she's very proud of us.
That was no, not Mahal's. It would have been in. It's that place in Dallas, isn't it? It's like a sports bar.
Dallas.
And
Was that with real?
It was the same one where a girl stage dived, and like, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but the only way I can describe it is folded in half on the barrier.
Oh, I remember that show.
Yeah. Oh no, that was different tour. That was. So it was that one. It was that.
That was like Pacific Tour, wasn't it?
We've played that place a couple of times.
Yeah, we played it twice. First time.
Isla's bought me a stone.
The dog.
Is that the one in the strip mall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Tom Downs wants to know. Tom Downs on Facebook says, Danny, will you have anything new added to your kit when playing this next album? Piccolo.
Yeah, piccolo snare. Also, hi Tom, how you doing? Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe a little sample pad thing.
That'd be cool.
Like a Roland SPDX or whatever they're called. Other than that,
we're long over the sample pad for sure.
Probably just bigger cymbals, I think, because this album's like, I'm trying to think of a drummer to relate it to. Aaron Gillespie. Just like it feels bigger, sounds like it's more spacey and stuff. So, yeah, I'll probably add some bigger cymbals as well, like a bigger crash ride and a bigger ride on my right hand side. I don't think I'll take a China out with me as well. I don't think I'll use it much. Other than that, no, fairly straightforward. Probably just maybe bigger drums too, maybe bigger toms.
Get a Pearl Bell brass snare, boy.
I've been pecking for one. I'm definitely going to need one when we start touring to get all those sounds again. I don't really want to tour with. Yeah.
No, he's
absolute beast. But yeah, they're like $1,000 or something, maybe a bit more than $1,000. But yeah, I want one so bad.
I'm very behind on the questions here. Sorry.
I've got one here, which is a good one because I can think of an answer to it. What do you guys think of fans showing you tattoos? This is Renegade Darko asking us on Twitch. What do you think of fans showing you tattoos, and what has been one that stands out?
Oh, I saw a Smooth Seas Don't Make Good Sailors back piece once. Entire back piece.
I think Smooth Seas, that song has produced some of the best tattoos. Not that other songs aren't, but the biggest, best like traditional tattoos, because we don't like traditional tattoos anyway, tend to be big ass pirate ships or Smooth Seas. But that's the one that sticks out to me. We've also seen another Smooth Seas one, like a full like a full calf piece. I remember that one with like the pirate ship and the lightning and. But you know, for the other part of the question, I think we all love seeing people's tattoos because obviously they all have tattoos and very involved in that kind of world. So yeah, we love seeing them.
Let's see what other questions we got. There's also Tom Downs is asking, is there any setup changes in terms of gear for the next tour as well, aside from Danny's stuff? I don't think so. There was talk at some point about getting a new in-ear rig, but I think that we looked at that and it's pretty expensive.
Halfway through the first box set. Well done.
Yeah.
I think for us, I don't think it's very exciting for people watching, but I think we're going to have like an iPad so we can do our ear mix on stage.
Hmm.
And we're also going to have more guitars as well because
You're going to have new profiles, aren't you? Surely.
yeah, for
Yeah,
certain songs, yeah.
We need to look at that's going to take a while.
Yeah.
I need a new bloody fan.
What? I know the way. I'll flip them. Oh, go on. Yeah.
What's going on? Hang on.
Question: you guys remember that security fight in Nottingham? We'll
Yes.
Anyway,
Never forget.
PTSD about that.
You sit down, big lad. I'll give you the sound.
someone asked here, can we play Candor again live? We played it not too long ago, didn't we, on a tour? But yeah, by all means, we like playing that one. So if people want to hear it, then we can throw it back in, I imagine. Someone asked, Maddie Dyer asked, seen you guys play in Australia a few times. What's your experience of Australia like? And are there any plans to come back? We love
Australia is
So
the
much.
best. Yeah, sunburn, good beer, and good shows and good food.
And good friends
good
as well.
coffee.
We've got a lot of mates in Australia.
Yeah, good tattoo artists.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Renegade Darko, there's two questions here, which is if changes weren't an issue, how many guitars would we bring out? I would say similar, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah. I
And
think.
then the second one, go on, you go.
No, sorry, you were just breaking up then. Say that again.
And then he asked if I was going to do a rig rundown because I remember posting about it on Instagram a while back, but then I didn't do it. I ended up using a Kemper instead of full rig. So like my rig used to be 2 Marshall heads and a massive spaceship pedal board, and then it was so inconsistent with traveling around with amps and stuff that I turned to a Kemper. So the rig rundown would kind of just be like, here's my guitar, here's a cable that goes into the Kemper, and that's it. I mean, obviously there can be more with the patches and stuff like that, but we're still yet to kind of develop them like properly. So
Yeah.
at some point we will do some sort of rundown on what we use.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sam, did you get me the quiet symbols the other day?
I believe we have, yes, or they're about to be processed.
Sick. Yeah, Powers mentioned it. I didn't know whether it had gone through or not.
Yeah, it's just it's getting confirmed, I believe, on Monday.
Sweet.
Or like to just get them shipped, but yeah, they'll be on their way, which is sick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see what other questions we got here. Barrett Osman has asked, what are your plans as a band in this tough time? Doing stuff like this, really. We've been streaming 3 times a week. Keeping busy, trying to promote an album when we can't really get together as a 5-piece and do anything, but it seems to be lapsing a little bit now, so maybe in a little while we'll be able to do some stuff.
Which would be fun. Hopefully sooner than now.
Ben Eve said, I got a purple tangerine as my first ever tattoo. Respect.
Sick.
Fair. Good going.
I want to see it. Show us on Twitter or something.
I hope you like the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, it's a sick tattoo anyway.
What's that, sorry?
So if not, it's a sick tattoo anyway.
Yeah. See what else we someone asked here, do you
Teresa Reyes. Oh, sorry, go on, Wes.
No, it's all right, go on.
It was just following on from the last question. It says, how would you have wanted to promote the record if it wasn't on lockdown? So I guess what we would have been doing, we had in-store performances in America that we were going to do. So we were going to go to a load of record stores and play some shows and sign stuff and meet fans. And then we also had, a ton of videos that we were going to shoot, proper videos that we were going to shoot. Yeah, a lot of press, a lot of other shows. We should be playing festivals right now, really. That's another thing.
I think we're going to do installs in the UK as well. I think we're going to do a week or 2 weeks, like 10 days or something, up and down the UK doing installs. So a whole lot of stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was we had a bunch of stuff. Sorry, Wes, go on. What
It's all right. I forgot the question I was going to ask now. It's fine. Someone asked me, is Reverend your dream SIG guitar, or is there another brand you'd love a SIG from? I'm good where I am, thank you. Yeah, the fact that, I don't know, they care enough to give me one.
Shoot yourself in the foot if you went, no, actually,
no, but you know what I mean?
Like, I've got your, I think it's literally the prototype version that I've got at mine, and I play it all the time.
Got a fucking rare one than I have.
I've loved using it for recording and stuff as well. It's
they're super versatile. They sound great clean. They sound great driven as well. So
and the neck feels very nice on them.
Yeah, feels a little bit sort of get one. Go and play one. I'm going to tell you what it's like.
Yeah, you have to get one.
The newer ones, especially with the roasted maple, are super nice.
Yeah, I saw someone tag me in one today. Someone said I think I saw a purple tangerine in the In Bloom video. Do we want to spoil this for people?
Oh.
No, okay. It's all planned.
All distortions are intentional, mate. They're all intentional.
Yeah, that's very intentional.
I was going to say, what's the spoiler?
Spoiler is
spoiler is that it was totally intentional.
Yeah, very intentional.
Got it, yeah.
I saw Craig cheered 500 bits before. I've only just seen that. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it, man. So someone said here, what did Banquet mean when they said hold on to their order numbers for ADAI? I don't know. Hold on to your numbers, and you'll find out at some point, I'm sure.
Is that? Do we know about that?
I mean, I know about it honestly as much as everybody else in chat does at the minute. So
probably like a promotion they're running, I imagine, might be like some type thing.
So, but someone here has asked, will the album come with anything like the character cards from the Peace and the Panic? That's Cade Walters on YouTube. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think there are any plans for that sort of this one.
We've just done about fucking 9 million variants this time of the album, so that's what we're going with this time. You got to try and collect the whole set of them, which will be very impressive if anyone manages to. Abby Johns is asked, how do you feel about drawing tattoos for people? What are the worst ones you've drawn?
Yeah. I feel awful because I'm really bad at drawing, and I beg people to not make me do it. But I just have horrendous handwriting, so I suck. I draw a little fish.
And the same as
it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. I always give people the warning beforehand, like, please, if you don't want to get this tattooed, don't do it. You should get an actual tattooer to do it. I'm kind of happy to do it, but just know that it's probably going to be bad. Also, I will say as well, getting signatures tattooed, like, just from our own thing is like, just it's much cooler to get like a symbol for the band or something. Like, I don't know, a signature just weirds me out a bit personally. I'm sorry if you have, but
you're quite good at drawing, aren't you, Danny?
Not.
You draw?
No. I mean, I can draw a line or a circle or a box or a triangle.
I've seen you doodle on shit before, and it's all right.
Yeah.
We all have drawings. You guys all
cut out, can't hear you.
What was that, Sam?
when everyone else draws something, it's usually mine is, oh, here we go. When I asked you all to draw me a tattoo, Sam drew Nui, and it was shit. I never got any of them. I mean, pretty much sums it up there.
Did they get the tattoo?
No, I didn't get it because it was shit.
I respect that. Dude, that's exactly what you should do.
Patramon said, I very much appreciate it, and Ben gave me like 5 different lifestyle to get you options, because I do. If I've got to draw a tattoo for someone, I'm like, oh, that one was shit. That one was the shit. The E on that one is squiggly. Let me retry that. And I give people a million options in case they're turd, because I don't want people to have a bad tattoo. So.
Oh, no.
And to be honest, a tattoo is really dependent on the artist that you go to. Whether or not we draw it is
Irrelevant.
kind of irrelevant. It's all about how good the tattooer that's applying it is. If you're getting it done in someone's living room, it's probably going to be shit. So go to the best shop that you can go to, because good tattoos ain't cheap. And
Tattoos ain't good.
yeah, it's just if you're going to get something on your skin for the rest of your life, it's worth paying a bit for. So just
pay the money, because if you get a shit one, it takes ages to get them covered up, and I'm speaking from experience.
You'll have to cover it up with a fucking big black bit of tribal like I did. I paid 50 quid for the tattoo on my arm there, and it was shit, and I covered it up. So just go to the best artist you can go to, or go to a reputable artist. Always.
Here's a good question, Seb. Now that you're officially in neck deep, how do you intend to balance touring life with producer life?
I'll just produce when I'm not touring, basically. Work around. I still want to maybe mix on the road, but I'm not going to dive straight in at that deep end before actually doing some tours first. But there's still some bits I can do on the road. But yeah, I'll just produce when I'm home.
Okay. Trying to find some questions. We've convinced someone's dad to not hate neck deep now. They've said that he doesn't hate us anymore, so that's nice of him. He said he's extremely sorry. Appreciate that. Thank you for seeing the light.
Winning over the dads. Mulro says, Ben, can you draw me a buffalo tomato tattoo? Or not buffalo tomato.
With just Alan written in the splash above it.
All right, Pete.
My lord.
Written on the tomato, just fuck you on the tomato. Keep it down, you noisy cunts. I'm that really on it.
Someone here has said, this is Daryl Jet Francisco Cabangal. It says, what's up, Ben? I'm a big fan of Neck Deep. Just wanted to share that my wife told me that you look like Woody Harrelson.
Sick, he's an cunt, so that's good for me, isn't it? He definitely looks a bit like a foot, so I'll take that.
I don't even know who he is.
He's in True Detective.
He's not ugly, but he's not exactly Leo. Yeah, he's not Leonardo, is he? He's not quite.
I'm having a look now. Woody what?
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
I don't know.
Hamilton.
Huh?
Harrelson.
A young Woody Harrelson looks pretty like a
Jesus.
fella.
I don't think you look like him.
Juan Pablo Vasquez is asking, why did
anyone with a fat head and a defined jawline, but without the sort of hot boy features, looks like me apparently.
Juan Pablo Vasquez is asking, why did you name the album All Distortions Are Intentional instead of Sonderland or anything else?
That's a good question, because we were toying with Sonderland. Because we kind of wanted to, we felt like Sonderland was maybe a little too fantastical, and it put too much emphasis on the location of the record. So the record is very much about personal journey and personal kind of revelation rather than the place that it's set in. And we just didn't want it to sound too fantastical and too like wacky. We wanted it to be a bit more of an ominous kind of statement. And also because, well, I'm not going to say anything but about lyrics, but we felt like the overriding sentiment of All Distortions Are Intentional was more poignant and maybe a bit more mature than... and as well, Robbie Dodds has just said, and this was actually a factor in Sonderland is very close to Sunderland.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's someone mentioned it in the studio to us, and I was like, We can't call it that.
And I've been sat outside, like thinking, because luckily part of my job is you just have to think a bit. So that's good. So I was outside thinking. Anytime I'm staring off into space, Neve will be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Kid, leave me alone." And I was like, "Sonderland, yeah, sounds amazing. Like, you know, Sonder means this, and it's this really poignant. Like, I feel like it's really cool to play on like Wonderland, but Sonderland and blah 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 blah." Sam immediately was just like, "Does sound like Sunderland though." It's just like bubble burst. But
I was like, love it. But
yeah, but to be fair, couldn't get out. Yeah, couldn't get out of our heads, and that was honestly a big factor as to why we didn't call it Sunderland as well.
That was it then.
So
honestly,
yeah, because we just get a load of Northerners going, "Hooray, Sunderland!" Yeah, we just felt ADAI was more poignant. Also, the abbreviation for it's cool too, ADAI.
There was also a lot of crazy like fuzz pedals and like weird distortion pedals on a lot of the guitars on the record.
So all distortions.
Yeah, there was that was loosely. That was just like, hey, but yeah.
What did they call it on the radio by accident?
All distortions are international.
That was it.
Very good.
Me and you listened to that, Danny. It was when we were in London and we put it on, didn't we? We both looked at each other.
Rich Boyle says, "What's the deal with Quarry? 1 minute 26 sounds short. Is it going to be a kick it style interlude thing?" Nope.
Oh,
You'll
no,
have to
no.
wait.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
That's it.
Oh, I'm not saying anything other than nope. Nothing like that.
Ain't ready. Good.
There's a you know, beside that song being different, there's a cool little thing there that I think I'm excited to see it out with that song.
Someone asked, Billy asked, what we all having for dinner tonight?
Good question. I'm having Waggers. It just opened up.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
Respect that.
Very fair.
I don't know yet. I've not thought about it.
There isn't a Waggers in Chester yet. I think there's one coming. I think they'll. Frankie and Benny's is shutting down on Sealand Road West, and the first comment on the Chester page was like, "Better get fucking Wagamama's there instead."
They're shutting down here as well in the shopping park.
Frankie and Benny's is shit.
Yeah. What's that?
Mate, I used to fucking rim off Frankie and Benny's when I was like 12. I was like, yes, New York. Oh, and I've been recently. My mate worked there. It's Garbo.
It's shite.
It will not be me. Is that other place as well? What is it? Chiquitos?
That's shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
We went for like pound tacos. They do them on a Wednesday, and I was like,
awful.
very, very bad.
We were there thinking like, oh, you know, pound tacos. That's sick. That's kind of like an American thing. Maybe it'll be like cool and like good tacos. No, absolute garbage. Absolute.
Very not good.
Me and Seb are having Thai noodles. We'll get a Thai noodle takeaway.
Oh,
Shout out Noodle Bar in Wrexham because that place is
so
legit.
jealous. So jealous.
Yeah. Do a swap next week, West, and come and have some noodles.
Yeah, we'll have to bring the dog. If that's all right.
We're shouting out local business. Me and Seb both got our beers for this evening from Back Street Social. Big shout out to them. They're good friends of ours.
And King Street too.
And King Street Coffee too. They are good friends of ours. They put on some of Seb and West's first ever bands who used to promote shows in the local area, and now they do coffee and stuff. Big shout out to Banks. Thanks for the nice beers.
Someone here is asking, will Ben ever let his hair loose?
I can let it loose now, but it's probably going to look fucking weird because I've had it tied up all day. It's quite long though. It's pretty long. It's not quite where I want it to be, but it's long. Actually, no, I'm not going to unleash it fully until it's where it's at.
Okay.
Live, I'm going for Vedder, mate. I'm going for a full Vedder.
Someone
Vedder.
asked, here's a question, Ben. Max Coogan asked, what do you think of Liverpool winning the league?
I think it's an absolute abomination, to be honest.
At least they put it on the year it'll be forgotten.
To be honest, right? To be honest, and in all fairness, because I have an affinity for Liverpool as a city. Like I love Scousers, I love Liverpool as a city. I went uni there. They deserve it. They deserve it. They've been the best team this year. But it's fucking embarrassing that it took you 30 years, and in that time they won it twice.
I've got some neighbours who are absolutely obsessed with Liverpool. Like as soon as you go through their front door, they've just got framed shirts, like just obsessed. And yeah, they were buzzing last night. There was fucking fireworks going off and everything.
Yeah. And that shows how desperate they are. Save fireworks from November. When you're winning the Prem, it was like, oh, won it again. Oh, that's all right, isn't it? Standard procedure. But mate, the pub across from me was going off last night, like flags everywhere and that. But yeah, they do deserve it. They've been the best team this year, but it's not going to be it's going to be short-lived. I'm telling you, United are going to push next year. Big push from United next year. Jadon Sancho, mate. He's coming in and he's going to dominate. Sancho, Rashford, Martial. The future of England is at United. Best question all fucking day. Connor Wells, Ben, favourite Wrexham pub? There's two. The Nag's Head in town, bottom of town, thatched roof by the old brewery. Primo pint in there. They treat their pipes nicely. Collier's Arms in Rose. If I'm ever in a pub in Wrexham, it's probably one of them too. So I saw Bootlegger in the Nag's Head.
Did you?
And I saw Bootlegger in the Nag's Head, and I saw MC Burberry works in the Nag's Head.
What?
And he served me. And he was in like just his uniform, and he didn't look happy to be there. It looked like he'd rather be MCing somewhere. But he served me, and he obviously didn't know who I was, and I knew who he was, and I was just like, oh my God. I think it was on the same day. I literally had MC Burberry and Bootlegger in the same pub. I was like, fucking hell.
Does Bootlegger have a Facebook page? Because I feel this is a very, very good thing to end the
Twitter. Go to his Twitter.
Oh, hang on. I found his page for his beer. Sure, there'll be a video on there.
Out of context, Bootlegger on Twitter is the best one.
Oh, the fucking video you sent me of him outside with all the bevies.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. This is the I'll get it up on Twitter now. This is like the local legend from Wrexham. I don't know if I should play any of it. I don't know what he's going to say in some of it. Never mind. Yeah, we've not vetted this before, and this could be pretty bad.
8 followers on Twitter. That's mad.
How much?
270,000 followers on Twitter.
Good on him. But out of context, Bootlegger's got 89,000, followed by Neck Deep.
Legend, man. Like loads of footy heads absolutely love him. Vasquez Case asked though, who's Jay and how did he break his finger? Jay is my best mate. He lives around the corner from here. I just saw him for the first time since lockdown really. He's my best mate. And how did he break his finger? We were talking about this the other day. So it was after a night out. We were like obviously hammered, and one came to pick us up. It was literally like 5 or 6 in the morning. One of our mates who was sober, by the way, driving, came and picked us up. And one of my mates said, "Oh, I'll give you a tenner." Jamie said to one of my mates, "Oh, I'll give you a tenner if we go up to Flan now and jump off basically a big rope swing into a river at like 7 in the morning." So we drove up there, and my mate pussied out, and Jamie was like, "Oh, well, we're here now, so I'm just going to do it." So we put the rope swing up so that he could, like, I don't know, but basically it unraveled. It sort of jolted him off it, and he fell about 10 feet straight onto his hand, broke his finger, smacked the bank of the river, rolled into the river, and just broke his finger. And I remember we were all so hammered as well. He was like, "Mate, I've definitely broke my finger." I was like, no, it's fine. He showed me, and it was literally like at a right angle. It was 90 degrees. And I was like, nah, it's fine, mate. Drove to the hospital. And that's not the first time that I've driven to hospital with Jamie in the early hours of the morning. He just is an injury-prone man. Yeah, he's my best friend and he's a idiot.
Right. Well, we've been on for an hour. That's the last one of all of this. So yeah, thank you everyone for
I'll sign one for stream. This can be my special one.
special one.
Hang on. This can be the special one.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Seb's camera's just back to front. Someone asked way earlier if you're left-handed, and I was like, no, you're not. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. If you've not grabbed your vinyl or your CDs and stuff, you still can. Neckdeepmerch.com, all bundles and stuff on there. So yeah, if anyone fancies grabbing one that hasn't already, would really appreciate it. But yeah, cheers. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you soon. We're not going to be streaming tomorrow. We'll be back again on Monday. Cool. Right, see you all in a little bit.
Hi guys.
Bye,
Nice one.
bye. Let me just end the stream. There we go.